So, welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs, and what better way to revise your current affairs than by getting the much needed MCQ practice. Okay, now MCQ practice would come in really handy for your prelims exam this year. And current affairs form a very important chunk of prelims examination. 40 to 50% of the questions are directly or indirectly related to current affairs. Therefore, if you'll make this lecture series a part of your daily routine, a daily habit of yours, then these 4 to 5 MCQs on a daily basis would add up to more than 1200 MCQs. Okay, and 1200 MCQs are more than sufficient for your prelims examination. Whether you give your prelims examination this year or next year, this should be a daily habit of yours. Okay, so let's start today's discussion starting with question number 1, and here it goes. Consider the following statements regarding World Health Organization. WHO's constitution clearly mentions the procedure regarding how a member country can withdraw from WHO. Majority of WHO's funding comes from voluntary contributions. A fifth of WHO's funding comes from China. Okay. So recently, under Donald Trump, USA has decided to withdraw from WHO. Okay. They have decided to withdraw from WHO. And what's the procedure of withdrawing from WHO? Look, WHO has more than 190 members. The thing is that WHO's constitution, WHO was formed in 1948. Okay. WHO's constitution does not mention anything regarding uh, any procedure with respect to withdrawal of a country from WHO. WHO's constitution is silent. But when USA joined WHO, it said that if it wishes to withdraw, it will withdraw by giving a 1 year notice, and for that 1 year, it will fulfill all its financial obligations. So USA provided a procedure for its own self while joining WHO. WHO's constitution clearly does not mention anything. So this is false. Majority of WHO's funding comes from voluntary contributions. So basically WHO's funding comes from two sources. Mandatory contributions, they are called mandatory assessments. So mandatory assessments are mandatory contributions that should be made by member countries. Okay. Then there are voluntary contributions. Okay, which is your choice. Okay, your choice. The quantum is your choice. The time period is your choice. Okay, so mandatory is compulsory, voluntary is your choice. Now, as far as mandatory contributions are concerned, they constitute just 20% of WHO's budget. 80% of WHO's budget comes from voluntary contributions made by countries as well as different organizations, NGOs, and whatnot. Clear? So, this part is correct. Now, as far as USA is concerned, it contributed more than 20% of WHO's budget. So, a fifth of WHO's funding comes from USA, not China. China's contribution is very little. Okay, USA's contribution is a lot. And this is what was cited by Donald Trump also. Donald Trump said that we contribute so much to WHO, yet WHO works against our interests. So, this is false. Only 1A. Question 2. Which of the following statements is are correct regarding AI Action Summit? The first edition of this summit was organized by UK. The summit discusses global regulations regarding AI, and hence only heads of states attend this summit. The 2025 AI Action Summit is being held in Paris, France. Now, this is an easy question. AI Action Summit is basically a global summit in which different stakeholders with respect to AI come together and discuss the future of AI. The thing is that AI is the reality of 21st century, and there should be proper guardrails, rules and regulations regarding AI, because AI will get into wrong hands and can cause a lot of trouble. Therefore, it needs to be regulated properly. That is why Because AI is borderless. Okay, anyone can cause trouble sitting in one part of the world and cause problems in other parts of the world using AI. Okay, therefore, you require global regulations, global rules framework. That is why this AI Action Summit was first organized by UK in 2023. Then its second summit was organized by South Korea in 2024. And the third summit is being organized by France in Paris, Feb 10th to 11th. Okay. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend it. So, first statement is correct. Now, as far as second statement is concerned, this summit calls all stakeholders, scientists, okay, AI experts, heads of the company, heads of the government. So it's not just confined to heads of states, all stakeholders are invited. Okay. And 25, this part is correct. Okay, so the correct answer is our correct 1 and 3. Question 3. Which of the following statements is our correct regarding enemy properties in India? Recently, Saif Ali Khan is involved in a case regarding enemy properties. Okay. So basically, what are enemy properties? Look, there were many aristocrats living in India. Okay. When they left for Pakistan and they took Pakistan's citizenship, their properties were left in India. Then, during the 1965 war, Pakistan was declared enemy country. And the properties of these people who became citizens of Pakistan post partition, these properties were declared enemy properties. Okay? They were confiscated by the government and they were managed by custodian of enemy property of India. Clear? So this statement is correct. Now, custodian of enemy property will manage this property uh, to the best of its to the best of its ability, and basically will manage this property in public interest. Okay. Now, which properties will be categorized as enemy properties? Only those properties which were held by people who migrated to other countries and those countries were declared India's enemies. Their properties would be called enemy properties. Now, Pakistan was declared India's enemy in 1965 war. China was declared India's enemy in 1962 war. So there were many people who lived in India, but they left for China maybe because they were Chinese and they took Chinese citizenship. Okay, and China was declared India's enemy in 1962. So their properties were regarded as enemy properties. So these properties are not confined to only those people who migrated to Pakistan or Bangladesh. No, no, no. Chinese are also involved in this. Okay, because China was also declared India's enemy at one point of time. Now, this rule or this law is very strict. Enemy Properties Act. It is very strict. It is said that if a person's property is declared enemy property, then his son or daughter cannot inherit that property even though they are citizens of India. Then too, they can't inherit this property. Okay, so this part is false, only 2. Okay, and last, consider the following statements regarding chinar tree. It is an oriental plane tree found in eastern Himalayas. The name chinar was given by Mughals and its leaves have a bright red color during autumn. It was declared a state tree of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, chinar tree is basically the symbol of beauty of J&K. Okay, chinar tree looks, they have bright red or orange leaves during autumn months when the trees shed their leaves. Okay, now the name for these trees is oriental plane tree and it is mostly found in western Himalayas, not eastern Himalayas, particularly in J&K. Okay, Kashmir Valley. Clear? So first statement is false. It's not eastern, it's western Himalayas, particularly Kashmir Valley. Now, basically the word chinar or the name chinar was coined by Mughals or during Mughals time, especially during the time of Jahangir. In fact, Mughals and especially Jahangir was responsible for planting so many chinar trees in J&K and Chenab Valley of Jammu. So in Kashmir Valley and Chenab Valley of Jammu. Okay. In fact, A very famous bagh or a very famous park near Dal Lake in Jammu and Srinagar, basically. A very famous park called Naseem Bagh. It is near Dal Lake in Srinagar, was planted by Jahangir. In fact, there is an island on Dal Lake, okay, and Jahangir planted 4 chinar trees on that island also. That is why that island is called Char Chinari, 4 Chinari, okay. So yes, this part is correct, okay. And because this is such a huge tree in JNK's culture, okay, it has a lot of cultural significance, it has a lot of religious significance as well, because many shrines, both Hindu shrines and Muslim shrines, are built around chinar trees and they have a lot of significance. Plus, it's a symbol of JNK's beauty. That is why it was declared state tree of Jammu and Kashmir when Jammu and Kashmir was a state. Now it's a UT, but it was declared a state tree. So this part is correct. The answer is D, 2 and 3 only. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope it has added value to your preparation. But it would add more value if you revise this lecture as well. What do I mean by revision? Well, revision means going through the written detailed solutions, explanations to each and every MCQ discussed above. Now, those explanations can be found in our notes, and these notes are available on our Telegram channel or on our app called Jumbo IS. Okay, it's an Android app, you can find it there. Now, Telegram or our application, you can find these notes over there. Go to our Telegram channel or to our app, download these notes, and do the necessary revision. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.